hand out a belt. Skimbo, Canes, we're kicking off day 3 of the Madden Bowl. RG, it is great to be here.
Let's do it. Elimination Madden football. It's my favorite kind of Madden football. Both these guys' seasons on the line.
Oh, big return left side. He'll get great field position. A reminder, the 2019 Madden Bowl, it's brought to you by Bose, the official sound of the Madden NFL 19 Championship Series. Starting off with the ball first, Michael Skimbo. An opportunity. RG, we talked to Skimbo after his first set of games. He wasn't happy how he played, but he still made it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, you know, he's the type of guy, he'll put that behind him. And he's just been focused. He was locked in all night. He had the Xbox in his room, got in lab games with his boy Tony. But you see Canes right there, looks like he did some labbing of his own. Starts off with a big sack.
It's a big defensive play against one of the best offensive masters in Michael Skimbo. A great way to set the tone early. Can the Canes defense follow it up? Vic dropping back. Under pressure, looks left side. Julio Jones, he'll get 12 of that back.
Julio Jones, he's going to be able to make those catches in traffic. There's a defender right on his hip, but you know, a lot of these guys spend a lot of their cap on offense, so they don't have the defenders that have the ratings to consistently knock the ball out of a guy like Julio Jones' hands.
3rd down and 9. Skimbo. Michael Vick at the helm. Underneath. That's Shannon Sharp. Gonna be short of the first down marker, but it's only a 4th and 1. You know Skimbo's going for it to set the tone early.
And that's a professional read right there, Nick. He didn't try to pick up the whole first down and one go. He took what the defense gives him and gets himself in a very manageable 4th and 1. But this is a big play early on.
Opens up the playbook. Doesn't dare run the ball, or does Skimbo keep the air attack rolling? Sharp in motion from right to left. Vick deep down the middle. Kenny Galladay can't make the catch. Canes gets a stop on the first drive.
And that's a huge stop for Canes. And I know what Skimbo was trying to do right there. He's the king of that. You get him in a 4th and 1 situation. You figure he's going to run the ball, so you get all your defense up there to the line of scrimmage. You put your cloud flats into hard flats. It leaves stuff open deep down the field for you to get a big play. Skimbo tried to take advantage of it. Ball gets knocked out right there. Now Canes with all kinds of momentum early on.
He's got Lamar Jackson at the helm. He's going to take his first time out early in this game. RG, you've gotten to know Michael Skimbo throughout his career. Is there any part of him that gets overconfident with the 3 belts, or is he just so good at playing within himself?
No, not at all. Not at all. This is a guy, he knows how fortunate it is. He knows how close the skill gap is, and he knows that he can lose at any time. And you know what? That mentality is what forces him to put in as much work as he does, because he's never complacent with where he's at or where his accomplishments are at. He's a guy that's constantly working and putting in effort to improve, and that's why he's considered the best in the business.
Canes picking up 8 on first down. A lot of people have said Canes may have had the most underrated season with every live final made. He hasn't done as well as he had hoped in live finals. Looks left side. It's a big play down the field. He's looking to put a cap on this phenomenal season with a great performance here on day 3 of the Madden Bowl.
Yeah, and Canes has been doing this for a long time. He came up, remember, his older brother is also a very good Madden player. He was this 49ers club champion. So this is a guy, his whole life growing up, he had someone to play Madden with. It's been a big part of his life. And even though he's very young, he's been playing tournaments for a very long time. He's just never been able to get over that hump and get himself one of those major championships or one of those belts. And he knows this is his opportunity. This is as good as an opportunity as he may ever get at this.
It's a phenomenal opportunity being here in the quarterfinals. At the same time, he's got to go through the 3-time belt winner, Skimbo. But if you're talking about an ideal start, Canes having it. He stopped Skimbo on his first drive, and now he's 12 yards away from the first score of day 3. Jackson. Underneath. Quick little pass. Easy pitch and catch.
And I like what Skimbo's doing. Even though Canes is moving the ball, he's setting his game plan up. He started off this tournament blitzing a lot, sending a lot of heat. He's mixed in a little bit more coverage early on here, but that's likely because he knows Canes had scouted that. So now he's mixing it up on Canes. Look for Skimbo to start dialing up the pressure as this game goes on.
Skimbo was starting to look like some serious with all the guys in the box sending the heat.
See, look, only a 3-man rush right there this time.
Jackson, nobody open.
It's good defense.
Good pocket presence. Gets out, throws it away, doesn't take a sack, and lives for third down.
Yes, but I like this from Skimbo. You're going to get Canes to start feeling comfortable. He was preparing for a blitz. All of a sudden you're playing coverage, and then once he starts feeling comfortable in the pocket, that's when you go back to sending that blitz at him to put him under pressure. This is a big play though right here. 3rd and 6. This will determine if Canes gets a touchdown or is he going to need to settle for 3.
Jackson, bunch on the left side. Beckham splits wide left, steps up, looking for the wheel route off the back of the head of one of his blockers, and Skimbo. It's not a stop for 0, but he's going to hold him to a field goal attempt.
It's big for Skim.
From the right hash mark, a 25-yard chip shot. Ball is down. Kick is up. Canes on the board first. 3-0 over the 3-time belt winner.
And when I talk to Canes, you know, about what this tournament means to him, he says, you know what, RG? Everyone plays at first for the lump sum of money, but I want to build myself into the history of Madden. I've been playing for a while, and I want that respect of winning a major. And that's what he's currently on pursuit of. Problem is, he's going up against a professional, AKA Michael Skimbo.
And RG, before we get too far, we got some playbook information on these two competitors.
Oh, absolutely. Skimbo, he's going to be running the Tampa Bay offensive playbook and the Buffalo Bills defensive playbook. Wow. Canes also in the Tampa Bay offensive playbook, but he's in the Oakland Raiders defensive playbook. So both of these guys running the same exact offensive playbook.
But neither of them in the New York Giants defense. I think it's the first time we've had no New York Giants defense on the main stage.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Look at that Michael Skimbo coach. He looks, I don't know about you, RG, you're the Patriots fan. He looked good in that Bill Belichick sweater.
You know, Skim actually showed up here in Cali. He had the Belichick hoodie on. I've called him Skim Belichick a few times. It's a big drive for him. Nice read.
Finds Moss, can't come up with it.
And I always find myself saying, this is a big drive, this is a big play, but you know what? In competitive Madden, every drive, every play really is as big as the last. When you're only playing 5-minute quarters, the game is so short, possessions are so limited, you really need to take advantage of every opportunity.
3rd down and 5 for Skimbo, middle of the field. That's too easy to Randy Moss. Skimbo, he's not only looking for a Madden 19 championship, he's also up for Snickers Moment of the Year. Make sure you vote for your favorite Moment of the Year over on the @Madden League Ops Twitter page. He'd love to take a clean sweep. He'd love the Moment of the Year and the belt. The handoff, Nixon, big hit in the middle.
Big hit right there from Canes. That's a great way to force fumbles. There's a mechanic on the right stick of the controller. It's called the hit stick. If you use or control a defender and flick that right stick into the ball carrier, it's going to give you a chance at one of those big hit animations. It's really going to pop that ball carrier and give him a good chance of putting that ball on the ground and fumbling.
2nd and 7. Stepping up, nobody there, but the defense collapses. Frank Clark for the 2nd time. The now Kansas City Chief with his 2nd sack of the day.
So right now, Skimbo's offense struggling a little bit, and if you see on your screen right there, there is Skimbo's offense, and you can see he's just got 3 elite receivers in Galladay, Moss, and Hooley. That's 3 of the best in the game right there. That's going to be a lot for Canes to deal with, especially with that 97 overall Michael Vick at the helm. That's got to be a headache for the defense.
Last play of the first half, Vick Galladay picks up a 1st down. at the end of one. Canes with an early stop and an early 3-0 lead. But Michael Skimbo on the drive. Throughout the tournament, we're going ham on Twitch drops. We're giving away 4 gold or better players, a 200-pick currency quick sell, a competitive series trophy, and the 98 overall Madden 20 cover player, Patrick Mahomes. Click the link below to connect to your Madden and Twitch accounts to earn. The longer you watch, the more rewards you earn. Second quarter of play underway. Skimbo on a drive looking to answer. And so far it has been a little lower scoring than people would have expected, but you know at any time Skimbo can turn up the pressure. Pick. Middle of the field, that's Shannon Sharp. Breaks 1 tackle, picks up 9. Skimbo looking for his record 4th belt. 3 games away. Randy Moss, boy, he is so agile, gets down the field. Red zone opportunity for Michael Skimbo.
And you look on the screen right here, this is a quick look at Canes' defense, and as you can see, not many goons on there. This is a budget defense, that's what we call it. He spent 604 of his cap on offense and only 428 on defense. So Canes should already consider himself very fortunate to get the early stop on Skimbo.
Now pressure off the edge, but he gets rid of it. He finds Julio on the wheel route, and he's into the end zone. The 3-time belt winner's on the board.
There it is, Michael Skimbo gets stopped, holds Canes to 3, responds for a touchdown. And right here, Canes, this is where you're gonna see where your head's at. Deep into this tournament, this is as deep as he's ever been. And now the pressure's on him. Let's see how he responds. And talking to him, Nick, he said that's been his problem in the past, is he's comfortable in the early rounds as you take a look at the touchdown. But as he gets deeper into this tournament, his nerves really start to get with him. And that's something he's been working on. Let's see how he does here.
By the way, after going 3-0 in Group A, Canes' MCS 19 record, 23-4, 85% win percentage. So it's almost unbelievable looking at that number, how he hasn't really gone deep into a tournament.
Yeah, and he's been around for a long time. He's a guy that he's able usually to make the tournament, but again, the problem is getting those deep runs. He's usually capped out about, you know, that $7,500 range at each event. He's already guaranteed himself $10,000 in prize money in this event. So that's got to feel good, but he has a chance to turn that 10 into 40. Along with a belt and a nice New Era hat.
Those hats are sweet. He'll take off at Lamar, slides down for 1st down.
I should say too, that's not just any New Era hat. That's the exclusive custom Madden Ball Champion hat. So huge shout out to New Era for supplying that. That's something really cool. And talking to those players, that's something they're really thankful for. Imagine showing up to a tournament next year rocking that thing. You want to talk about a little intimidation factor.
It's a one-of-one hat. You're not going to find that at your local haberdashery. Dropping back. Quick throw over the middle. Spin move. They get another 1st down.
There you go. You're going to get to take a look at Canes' offense. And again, these guys, they run this 11 personnel, so they always have 3 very elite wide receivers. Odell Beckham, Julio Jones, and Randy Moss all playing on the same team. And that's one of the favorite things we love about much salary cap. You get to see things like that.
Canes putting together a little drive nearing midfield. We are almost at the 2-minute warning. Quick throw. Odell Beckham down to the 41-yard line. 6 of 8, 64 yards. Canes patient on offense.
And you know what's interesting, Nick, as you get deep into this tournament, is before the tournament, a lot of these guys knew who was in their group. They had a lot of time to prepare for them, a lot of focus on building my roster to attack certain aspects of my opponents. But when you're deep into this tournament, you had no idea that you may be facing off against this guy. So your preparation for this game is going to be much more limited than what it was for your earlier games.
2nd and 3. Another quick throw to the edge. One tackle broken. Ball down low, and it's Michael Skimbo with the recovery. Sometimes you love to see the broken tackle. Sometimes it turns into turnovers.
I need that.
Canes gets one broken tackle. The Energizer fills up his stamina bar. He has an ability, watch this, boom, Energizer fills up the bar, but he goes for another truck. Skim times that strip button perfectly and knocks the ball out. For my more casual fans, if you want to know how to strip the ball, you simply run into that ball carrier, hit the RB button. It's going to give you a nice little strip ball animation, give you a chance to force a turnover. It also gives the ball carrier a greater chance to break the tackle, but that's the risk-reward aspect of the mechanic.
RG, when you play, are you more of a hit sticker or you go for the strip ball?
You know, I always am trying to hit stick and strip, and I'm not going to lie, it's detrimental. I mess up a lot with it because it increases break tackle chance. It's harder to execute. I'm personally at my best when I just try to conservative tackle, make the play, and really force my opponent to work up the field. So I don't got the stick work to be stripping and hit sticking like that, even though I try and I pay for it time and time again. Taking a look right here at Skimbo's defense, and see he's got, you know, a legend right there, and you know, Javon Curse at defensive end. He's got a little fast Dion Buchanan and Reddick, and then this Von Bell has a secure tackler ability, which if Skimbo's clicked onto him and he goes for a conservative tackle, they're not going to be able to truck or stiff arm him, and Skimbo thought that was going to be a key factor for him in stopping that Shannon Sharp pass to the flats.
Outside of the pocket, great coverage downfield. He's gonna have to check this one out of bounds. And for Canes, so much of this game now is gonna come to keeping his composure. He had some bad luck with that fumble. Can't let that get in his head.
Absolutely not. If you're Canes, you've already gotten a stop. Your key focus right now has to be just not letting up a touchdown. This big 3rd and 5 right here. If you could either force Skimbo on a 4 and out, a turnover, or at the very least hold him to a field goal and keep this a one-possession ball game, you'll be okay. The problem is Skim is going to manage this clock like a master and a true Madden guru. Canes only with 2 timeouts. It's going to be difficult for him to get the ball back before the end, but the good news for him, he does get the ball to start the second half.
7-3, Skimbo on top, just picked up a first down, converting a 3rd and 5 once again. Vic, middle of the field, Randy Moss. It's a tough catch in traffic down to the 12-yard line. Canes using his second timeout. Taking a look at the stats for Skimbo's offense here in the Madden Bowl. Averaging 308 yards per game, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and that's the number you know Skimbo wants to cut down on. His little draw play to Joe Mixon. He'll pick up 6. Canes using his final timeout, and now Skimbo can just milk this clock. 46 seconds left.
My controller went crazy. It happens in Madden. Sometimes I have to pause the game. I'm good now. It wouldn't let me cause.
Big shout out to the admins here at the Madden Bowl. Tyler helping these guys out. The best admin team. They do so much for these players. A minor controller issue. They've figured it out. Skimbo figured it out, but man, I don't know what we do without the admins helping these players.
I just find it funny. Skimbo knows the game so well. He's like, I'm pausing the game. My controller went crazy. It happens sometimes. But now that I paused it, it resets itself. He knows how to fix the issues. He knows exactly what it is. And this is a guy that plays a lot of John Madden football. He said for this tournament, he was pretty much putting in 12 hours a day to get ready. Because remember, this is what he does full time. He's made a lot of money doing it. He has his Lazarus sponsor that pays him monthly to be a part of that team. He represents them very well. So when you think of a professional Madden gamer, you think Michael Skimbo.
Big shout out to our mods. Tyler here in Pod A, Norm over in Pod B. That was a big hit by Canes defense. Now, clock running. You know Skimbo's going to run that play clock all the way down and not give Canes an opportunity to get points before the half.
Yeah, and this 3rd and 6 play right here, this is going to determine, Skimbo going to have a chance for a touchdown, or is he going to have to settle for 3? Skim just winding this clock down. He's going to call a timeout with 1 second left. Might as well use those timeouts, Nick, if you're Skimbo. You can't take them with you in the second half. That was very well played. Milk the clock as much as possible. Now 13 seconds to run this play, try to get a touchdown. If not, I'll kick the field goal.
Vic escapes the
Oh, you got to get down!
But down goes Vic as Rob Parker makes the sack. Skimbo will use a timeout and look to go into halftime with a 1-score lead.
Skimbo fortunate. Vic didn't get cracked right there. Could have put that ball on the ground. Sometimes those broken sacks, they can hurt you every now and then. He didn't kick this perfectly, so there's a chance that Canes could block the kick. Nope.
It's up. It's good. 0-0 on the clock. It is halftime. Here in this quarterfinal matchup, 10-3. Skimbo on top of Canes in what has been a low-scoring sort of ball control half. Nick Mazesco, RG, back at the desk. From Skimbo's perspective, he's got a 7-point lead going into the half. I don't think he's working as rhythmically as he'd like to offensively, though.
I think Skimbo will take it. To be up 7 against a player as good as Canes this deep into the tournament, it's actually exactly where he wants to be. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. He got stopped, but he got that lead back. He just needs to continue handling business as usual. And if Canes, you just need to continue to fight and not make it easy for him. This is going to be a good game. I expect it to come down to the wire.
It's going to be a great finish. We have another game going on over in Pod B. For more on the action over there, let's throw it to Rico Williams. What's going on, Rico?
We're here watching Spoto and Pavin go at it. This was a great game, a rematch that we saw in the challenge. Well, Pavin's looking for his revenge, and it looked like he was going to get it early as he found Vernon Davis, and he went all the way to the house to jump out 7-0. You can see he was talking to him. He wanted to let him know that he'd be a factor, but Spoto never shared. He went right back, came down, scored, tied it up, and he let everybody know, I'm going to be here. But defense is what really gets you the belts, and you saw he caused that fumble. And now he was able to capitalize on it because he turned that into another 7. Pavin was able to add 3, 14-10 at the half. Spoto with the lead.
A reminder, you guys can keep track of that game. Hit that Twitch Squads button. You can watch both games at one time. But we're going to get the second half underway. It is a 1-score ball game. Canes getting the ball to start the second half. RG, a crucial drive, and he can get a touchdown here. It's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, this is a very critical drive. This is a momentum drive. This could very much dictate how this second half is going to go. I expect Canes to work right here, move this ball down the field. He's not going to make it easy for Skimbo to get stops. Canes has a very, very good offense within this gun bunch. It'll be interesting to see, like we talked about earlier, when will Skimbo start sending the pressure, and here it comes.
Great job avoiding that pressure, gets rid of the ball. They'll pick up a first down, 11 yards underneath.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
10-3.
Gone!
Canes offensively, averaging 270 yards, 217 of that through the air, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions after winning his group 3-0. He'll take a sack as the Skimbo defense and Javon Curse get into the backfield.
There it was, exactly what we've been talking about. Skimbo blitzed heavy on first down, gave up a first down, and then comes back and just drops people back into coverage, only sends 3 or 4 pass rushers with a spy, and then here he comes back with a heavy blitz. This defense is just tough because he sets it up the same way, just like some series, pretty much every single time. But you just have no idea. Is he sending 4, 5, 6, 7? And it really, he will, yeah. It really forces you to make a post-snap read, and a lot of these guys rely on their ability to read the defense pre-snap. So he forces them to play offense a way they just don't want to play offense. It's going to leave some things open. But at the end of the day, it's not what your opponent wants to deal with.
Nice job to go see the pressure, right spin move back inside. He'll pick up a first down. If you're just joining us, day 3 of the Madden Bowl, Nick Mazesco, RG, quarterfinal matchup. We're handing out a belt tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. We're crowning a Madden 19 champion. Canes with the
Coverage.
ball. And the Skimbo defense here in the second half getting after Lamar Jackson.
There's that hat we talked about earlier, Nick. Man, that thing's swag. It's rough being up here just knowing we'll never be able to wet beak on one of those,
Nope.
huh?
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
I'm just going to have to make my own bootleg champion hat. It won't look nearly as good.
Leopard.
No one will believe it.
All right, now look at 56.
Skimbo with that
Look at
Lazarus
56.
jersey, huh? They hooked him up. It's a nice jersey. All kinds of sponsors on there. Some real deal stuff.
This is what Canes is going to have to continue to do against this pressure. Take the underneath pass and get the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hands quickly. How about this? Only 4 losses on the year for Canes. Master Gamer, IP Strafing, JS the Best, Spoto. It's a good list of names.
All right, now look at 56. Look
As
at
a
56.
3rd and 3 for Canes. Jackson, pressure, looks over the middle of the field. Julio can't come up with a catch, and now a 4th down play for Canes.
Canes looking a little nervous. This Skimbo looking extremely focused. And right here, Canes, this is where you're going to have your experience come through for you. Finally deep in this tournament. You find yourself in a 4th and 3. You're already down 7. You don't get this. Skimbo's going to be on the cusp of field goal range to make it 2 possession.
Now look at 56. Look at 56.
This is where you need to come through if you want to win belts, Canes.
Jackson, pressure, out route, overthrown. And Skimbo's going to get the ball back at the 45-yard line. We may look back at that play as a turning point for Skimbo.
This guy, Michael Skimbo, I mean, if he would go on to win this tournament and get his 4th belt, I never thought that the problem being the GOAT would ever be a debate. And I don't think it is right now. I still got problem as the GOAT, but if Skimbo was to win this 4th belt, you really, really could get the debate started.
It's a nice throw up the seam. Still plenty of time left for Canes. But his defense is going to have to get some stops. His offense is going to have to put together some drives. It may only be 10-3, but it does feel like this game has been all Skimbo.
Eagle.
Like that, like we said, he gets the stop. One good pass.
Eagle.
Pretty much in field goal range right here. He's just going to take his time. And look at Skimbo already just controlling that clock. Hikes it with 2 seconds left. I mean, he's just so surgical. I mean, he goes up against the best Madden players in the world and just makes it look like they're playing checkers while he's playing chess time and time again. And, you know, people are probably like, oh, why are you guys always riding Skimbo? Why are you always hyping up? He deserves these things. I'll hype up anybody if you've earned the right to be hyped up. And, you know, Skimbo's definitely earned that right with the way he performs, conducts himself, and handles business time and time again. It's just straight facts.
Down under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Pick. Middle of the field. Oh, that was a touchdown. Got the turnover on downs on an overthrow. Maybe coming back. A little karmic retribution with an overthrow and a touchdown.
And look at that. Skimbo visually frustrated, though, takes a deep breath and
Lock
focuses
back in.
back in, goes down to the next play. It's funny that he's a Patriots fan and, you know, a former Patriots club champion, because if there was one NFL franchise you'd compare him to,
Let's go.
Shannon Sharp, the big tight end, looking like a center in basketball, boxing out. Let's look at all-time NFL pass completion percentage. The players here in the Madden Bowl, 8th on that list.
It's a cool little stat right there. It's got Donnie Moore written all over it.
Look at all the Hall of Famers on that list. Also look at Chad Pennington on that list. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's on the list.
Him and his, like, what, 83 throw power back in the day.
New York Jet.
Those young bucks don't know about Pennington.
At least one more time, Shannon Sharp. This is great recognition by Skimbo, knowing that Sharp just had
Catch that one, though. Let's go.
And that's that. You heard him say that's that window. If you look at that play, He literally waited for the underneath linebacker to bite on the crossing route, and it was a very specific window after that happened that tight end got open, because before that linebacker bit on that crossing route, that wasn't open. But that's just a great, great example of how surgical Michael Skimbo is. But you know what? If you're Canes, you're still in this ball game. You put in a lot of hard work all season long. You just got to continue to fight, get yourself back in it, and put some pressure on Skimbo.
Deep pass.
This could do
looking for
it.
something over the top. Oh, a nice defensive play.
Oh!
Hey, guys, don't forget, we got a full day of Madden action coming up next. We have a rematch from the Madden Challenge Final. Draney, Kretobin, here on the main stage. You're not going to want to miss that.
Gun! Watch it now, Barney!
2nd and 10 for Canes. That's the deep shot, goes nowhere. Goes to the flat. Nice pitch and catch. Look at Skimbo going for that strip ball animation. 3rd and short.
There you go if you're Canes. Just continue to take your time. I know we went for that deep shot bomb. Try to get it all in one play. You don't have to do that. You just got to put a drive together, and it's got to be a touchdown drive. A field goal doesn't do much for you here. Down 14 late in this 3rd quarter against Skimbo. You really need to turn this into a touchdown drive.
Detroit!
The good news for him is he can take his time in doing so.
Cool, high pass. Odell Beckham coming down with a play. Skimbo here in the belt era. It's been to 5 finals, 3-2 overall in those finals. He defeated Problem, Joke, and Little Man this year at the Classic. His losses, Serious Mo and Beast Mode Mac. Out of the pocket. Nobody home. It's pretty good to get to 5 belt finals and have an above 500 record.
Absolutely. One thing that I just need to point out is we see all kinds of, scummy tactics, and Skim's got the scum lurk going on. What he's doing is he's taking this Deion Sanders right here, and he's acting like he's going to blitz with him, and then he runs him back into coverage. I haven't seen anyone do that all year. That's the Skim scum lurk.
All right, RG, for the people at home, maybe tune in for the first time. What do you mean by scum?
Scum's a good thing. You got to go scum as long as it's within the rules, whatever little tricky tactics you can do to throw your opponent off that they might not be ready for. That's a scum tactic, and as long as it's within the rules, it's fair game.
Canes, good throw to the flat. 3rd and 18. He'll get a chunk of it back. But we're going to head to the 4th quarter. 4's up in the chat in the quarterfinal. Skimbo, a 2-score lead. Canes looking to be on the comeback trail. Want to go from a rookie to a pro in Madden Ultimate Team? Watch Madden Daily Drops every morning at 10:30 a.m. from Monday through Saturday. You can get exclusive information on upcoming players and promos in Madden 19, along with in-game rewards for linking your account. Five minutes away from a berth in the semifinals, and Skimbo, he's feeling good, but he more than anyone knows this game is far from over. 17-3, Canes on the drive. 4th and 11. How about this play out of the break? Skimbo's bringing the heat. Canes hasn't been able to work it downfield so far. Can he get something 11 yards downfield? He can. It's Randy. It's a 1st down, and that is a clutch play from Canes.
There you go. Jordan Powell from Monet, Illinois, 23 years old. His season's on the line, dials up a crispy one. And this isn't just any game. This is a cash infusion game right here, Nick. If you win this, you're already at $10,000. Winning this game guarantees you 20,000 rackaroos.
So a $10,000 Madden game. That's a throw to Odell Beckham. Inside the 10. Put him at the 9. Canes still alive.
That's the type of pressure these players are under. For all these guys that are raging at their weekend league games or their season games, I get it, you're passionate. But now imagine if you were playing those games with $10,000 on the line, up there on the main stage with everybody watching. It's a glimpse in the type of pressure these players are dealing with.
First and goal. Canes looks to the flat. Has a man. Will go out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Last time that Canes and Skimbo matched up at an EA Major was in the Madden 17 championship in the group stage. Skimbo won that game 34-13. Canes, a much better performance today.
For sure, but he needs to punch it in here. And this 3-yard line, I'm not going to lie to you, Nick, it can get a little bit awkward. These guys got stingy run defenses. You're not too comfortable passing. But if you're Canes, you need to find a way to turn this into a touchdown and make this a ball game. And there it is. Oh, he's in.
He's in. Eddie George, the former Buckeye and Tennessee Titan, into the end zone. And RG, I like to look at these tournaments. I think of one player that's sort of the MVP of the tournament. The Madden Challenge, I felt like it was Sean Taylor. I think Eddie George might be the MVP of this tournament.
Eddie George has been a monster. He did work for some serious. Did some work for Canes right there. But I'll tell you what, now it's time for both of these players to go to work and earn their cash, because this is a humongous drive. Skimbo just needs to milk some clock, go get himself points, make it 2 possessions. And if you're Canes, you need to find a way to play the defense of your life. Get yourself a stop.
A little truck stick. It slowed him down enough to where it was sort of dicey if he was going to get in the end zone.
Look at that look he kind of gave Skimbo after that touchdown. Canes is an awesome guy, too. He's one of the funnest guys to hang out. He's so funny. We share the same favorite Game of Thrones character, Tormund Giantsbane. Shout out to the Goo.
Going for the strip. Don't forget, guys, coming up next, if you watch the Madden Challenge, you're going to recognize this matchup. It is a rematch of the finals. Drini and Kretobin. Coming up next on the main stage, another quarterfinal matchup. It's single elimination all day. Do or die. We're handing out a belt tonight. 2nd and 7. Skimbo down the field, has a man, Randy Moss catching traffic, and that so close to being a big sack for Canes.
Oh, that's so rough for Canes. You try to send the pressure, dial it up, and Skimbo just stands firm in that pocket and picks up a huge chunk of yardage, moves him that much closer to field goal range, keeps the clock moving, and now there's all kinds of pressure on Canes. There's not much more room for error for young JP.
Saw something, Shannon Sharp, not a whole lot there. That clock starting to become an issue.
You know, Canes' brother Tony, San Francisco's defending club champion, is back home in Illinois watching with the rest of the family. Just rooting on Canes against the best, one of the considered #1 player in the world right now. Let's see if Canes can pull through for him.
Vic, pressure.
There it is.
There you go, and now 3rd down and 7. He's gonna need his defense to string together back-to-back plays.
Good Canes, you can tell he's a little bit nervous, but he's not letting it faze him. He's locking in. He's making Skimbo work. And he would love to get Skimbo in a 4th down situation here.
A key play in the quarterfinals. Belts on the line. Vic looks over the middle for Sharp. Good coverage. Better hands. 1st down, Skimbo. He feels like he's in the semis.
That is rough for Canes. That was a perfect defense. He had the linebacker crossed man on the tight end slant. Skim was expecting it to be open.
I saw Skimbo take a deep breath.
I mean, that was guarded. Shannon Sharp just made one heck of a play for Skimbo right there.
Big players make big plays.
I mean, that's devastating for Canes. When you make an adjustment that good, the problem was the matchup just wasn't no
Big
good.
Reminder. Coming up next, it's a rematch of the Madden Challenge final. Kretobin, Drini looking for revenge. Kretobin looking for back-to-back belts. That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. The handoff to Sharp on the fullback dive.
This is where you're going to see Skimbo just get very conservative. He's in field goal range. His #1 focus right now just to start digging into these timeouts that Canes has right here. All three of them continue to milk this clock, kick a field goal after he takes as much time as possible, make it 2 possessions, and likely move on to the semifinals of the Madden Ball in pursuit of his 4th belt. That doesn't even sound. 4 belts, Nick. No one else has even won 2.
Nothing going there. Safe, easy play. You think in this situation, would you rather use all 3 timeouts and save the time, or would you want to save that last timeout and try to ice the kicker? Can you even ice it up 7?
I don't think you can ice him. That's the problem.
So he's looking to save that timeout.
It's not a pressure kick. Yeah, he's just got to use those timeouts, get himself as much time. What he's going to need to do is try to block this kick.
Didn't block it. It's up. It is good. Canes gonna need a miracle now as Skimbo does the job. Gets down the field and puts the points on the board.
How good is Michael Skimbo at John Madden football? This is just so impressive. I mean, I'm not even surprised anymore. And you know what? It's awesome because you see behind the scenes all the little things he does, all the little notes that he takes, the situational football that he prepares for. He really is just taking this to a whole nother level that most competitors don't, even the ones that play at the highest level.
Deep shot over the top. Can't come down with it. And a ton of credit, by the way, to Canes in this matchup. Not only has he made it difficult on the 3-time belt winner, but a phenomenal season and a name that I think people are going to see in these live events over and over.
Yeah, I mean, Canes has been doing it for the last several years. Like I said, he grew up with a brother who's very well respected in the Madden community. They're the first ever brother combination to both win club championship titles. Remember, they were both in that club championship. His brother, the Niners champion, Canes, obviously the defending Bears club champion. So he's got a strong foundation, a solid staple of good Madden players around him. He'll be back.
Also, he does the best crush impression.
He does a lot of good impressions.
Canes 3rd and 2. He's in trouble. Off his back foot. Nobody home. 4th down.
He's one of the funniest guys in the community, man. He's got jokes for days. But this ain't no laughing matter because it's looking like his Madden season's going to come to an end. And this 4th and 2 right here, if he doesn't get it, that will solidify it.
No timeouts remaining. Down 10. Jackson to the flat. He'll pick up a 1st down, and he'll get out of bounds. The light at the end of the tunnel may be dim, but there is still light. We've seen one onside kick recovered this tournament.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney.
1st and 10. Lamar.
Look at the scum skimler. There he goes again. Runs into the line. It's going to be interesting to see if someone can take advantage of that later on in the tournament, Nick, because he really does occupy his user for the first, half a second of the play by running into that lineman and then disengaging. This is who you got to keep your eye on right there, that Deion Sanders.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
2nd and 2 from Canes. 53 seconds remaining in this quarterfinal matchup.
Boom, and then runs back, starts taking away routes. It's just a classic skim tactic right there. He found a new way to work. Skim scum. And we all know Skim's not a legitimate scumbag. He's one of the classiest guys, but when it comes to scheming and tactics, you want to be as scum as can be.
When it comes to scheming and scum, and skim is good. Odell Beckham. Hasn't been, this seems like a game, Skimbo's played well. Canes hasn't had many bounces go his way. A lot of one-on-ones, not coming down with it. Had the fumble early. He's still fighting. Lamar drops back, has a man over the top. OBJ, part 1, check. He's into the end zone.
Okay.
All right, Canes.
This could get a little interesting here. Is Canes going to kick this extra point? He's only down 3. He's got 38 seconds left up here. If he was to get this onside kick, he is fully capable to go down there and get himself a field goal. And if you're Skim, you'd also have to watch out for that deep bomb. He obviously has something he likes with that Odell Beckham Bombers. He's gone to that well a few times, finally got it. But this is it. This is an onside kick for his season right here.
Seen one recovered in this tournament. Can Canes be the second and keep the hope for the belt alive? Hands team comes up with a play for Skimbo. Tackles made, semis are made. Michael Skimbo into the semis. A valiant effort from Canes, but the three-time belt winner's quest for a fourth belt still alive.
GG's in the chat.